Laurent Duvernay-Tardif is a true Renaissance man. Drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs in 2014. If you feel like an underachiever in life, don't worry. After seeing this story, you'll feel even worse about yourself. Not only is this guy a starting player in the National Football League, he's also a doctor. Think about that. While pursuing football, his vocation, on the side, I might as well follow my medical profession. So LDT Always Further takes a closer look at the most famous player right now from Canada playing in the NFL as you look at his journey, not only in Montreal, but also Kansas City, juggling medicine and football. LDT Always Further, or as his teammates call him, Larry.
He's a talented human being, very intelligent, loves to play the game, big, strong. We're fortunate to have him with us.
Laurent, man, I love Laurent, man. Larry's been an unbelievable teammate, friend. He's a doctor, he's a football player. He's a professional at both things he loves in life.
Oh, that's my guy, man. Larry, the doctor, man, he's the man. You know, everybody loves him on the team.
The first time I stepped into the training facility in Kansas City, I introduced myself as Larry. I didn't realize that it was going to stick that much, but Laurent Duvernay-Tardif was just too hard.
The first thing I noticed was his brute strength and his tenacity, his finish. There was no quit in this guy. He was going to go after the guy and block him to the echo of the whistle. Those are things you love as an offensive line coach.
He's one of the guys. I mean, Larry's definitely smarter than us in a lot of areas. Pretty good at football, if you ask me. And, you know, it's never anything that really goes over anybody's head until Larry starts talking about medicine.
He's too smart. There's something, when I first got here, he would ask me all these questions about, like, my career, like, and I would say, listen, man, look, you ask me too many questions, and you're using too many big words. He's a cool dude, though. Smart as heck.
Amazing guy. We actually stay in the same building here. He's a great guy.
Ever since he's been in Kansas City, he's tried to make a difference not only in the Kansas City community, but his community back home in Montreal and Canada. And I can't commend him enough for what he's been able to do over the course of his career, knowing that he had a lot of people say that he wasn't going to be able to make it this far.
I want to be like the best student athlete, you know, and that was my goal in 2014. I promised myself I was going to keep studying medicine even though I was drafted in the NFL. And that's what I've been trying to do, you know, combine my passion for medicine and football at the highest level. And if I can transmit that passion towards kids and promote a balanced lifestyle and encourage kids to find their passion and just bring them at the highest level, I think it's going to be mission accomplished.
That's crazy. When I first heard about it, I was like, oh man, this man's special. Like being able to be a doctor and play in the NFL, you know, he have a special talent, you know?
Man, that's extremely impressive to have those two titles. You know, obviously, I couldn't fathom, you know, working towards a doctorate degree and playing football. I feel like both of those things are a great responsibility. It requires a great deal of patience, right? And obviously a great deal of studying. So, you know, really hats off to him, man, for being able to accomplish those things.
You know what? I don't even know how he do that, you know, and it really impresses me.
I know it's hard, especially when he was probably like taking classes and stuff and playing in the NFL. I know it was hard, but somehow he made it through and put in hard work on both the classroom and on the football field.
And I'll say this, we have a very tight-knit offensive line group, and the guys couldn't be more different in their backgrounds, and they come together for a common cause. They can respect each other's differences, and Larry's, you know, background as a Canadian, French-speaking Canadian, multi-talented. You know, we call Larry the most interesting man in the world. He's like the Dos Equis guy.
I think it's one of the, great things about football. He's a, medical doctor from Canada. Main first language was French, and he's able to come in, fit in an offensive line room.
Larry's been quick to kind of pick up on nuances of the language. He's a sponge. He's constantly trying to learn those things, and it's kind of fun.
The naysayers, man, they told him he couldn't do it, and sure enough, he's out here doing it at a high level.
English being his second language, he still doesn't have all the words down. So he'll ask us questions, and it makes everybody laugh. But I tell the guys, don't laugh too hard because he might be doing surgery on you one day.
When you play football in the NFL, it's kind of obvious that you gotta give yourself 100% to the process. It's so intense. For me, it's not only when I play football, it's also with my foundation, with medicine, critical care. I really try to give myself 100% to everything that I do. I'm always looking for that kind of adrenaline rush when I do everything. To some extent, it kind of become a problem because I got trouble just, chilling at home. I gotta stay active, I gotta move, I gotta be on the run all the time.
Well, LDT, think about it. This guy could suffer an injury and he could diagnose it too. I mean, this is unbelievable. Seriously, I think it's one of the greatest stories I've ever heard, Tori, in terms of professional sports and a guy following his ambitions. Honestly, I think you just have to tip your hat and appreciate how special this guy is.
Absolutely. I mean, it's unheard of. I mean, it's a doctor playing in the Super Bowl. And for his age and to be playing at the highest level and even knowing his journey from Canada to here, I mean, he's just constantly overcome the odds and just stood out in the crowd. And I'm extremely proud of him to know that he represents this league that way, but also that he has the ability to give guys treatment. It's unbelievable.
He would start vetoing the doctors. I'm like, I'm
right now, this isn't it. I love it.
That's not his fibula. I'm sorry. It's something else there. In terms of yourself, listen, obviously you're a charismatic guy. You have lots of ambitions.